out. So you've been doing public speaking engagements recently on how to deal with spam Google My Business listings, which I find this very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been your advice for identifying and reporting spam listings that might be keeping a company from being found on Google?
Yeah. So this is probably something else that would be a trending thing in the SEO world. I wouldn't say this is necessarily specific to anybody in any particular business. Actually, maybe lawyers. Lawyers, this happens a lot. But spam is there's some tools out there that can help you find them. We pay for a couple of them that we use to help actually just one tool that helps us with spotting them specifically. But there's usually like kind of three distinct things that spammers try to do, because it's really, if you think about a Google My Business, like it's really not that hard to create a Google My Business profile. You need a name, an address, and a phone number, and you can make up all three of those, right? And seem semi-legitimate, right? And so spammers can make that fairly easily. The best way is to spot spam, and not even necessarily like true spam. This can also be like a competitor who's trying to gain a little edge over you, okay? Is number one, when you insert your favorite keyword here, when you Google that, and you find your map pack and you see those listings that are there. If you see somebody whose name includes a keyword, okay, that's not actually part of their company name. You know who your competitors are. You know what their actual names are. But if their name was, Katie West Plumbing, and all of a sudden they're Katie West Plumbing in Houston, there's a keyword right there, right? You can go in and suggest an edit to that and just remove that part of the name. Even like that's a legitimate edit. And you have to do legitimate edits like that. You can't just like, I'm just going to oust my competitor. Google tracks your Google profile, and the more that you do these, and if you have a bunch of negative ones, they'll just start at best ignoring you, at worst kicking you off the platform, which is not a good thing. But as we've done more and more of these, because I've done a lot of them personally, Google actually responds a lot faster to when I do something. It's kind of like that local guide review standpoint where it's more likely to show up. Google tracks everything, which is a good and a bad thing for depending on where you stand. I'm not going to put my foot in the ground on any of that. That's a whole different podcast. We probably have 3 or 4 episodes on at least, right? But that's one of the best ways to track that. Another way to track it, this is usually using a tool. We use a tool that kind of tracks rankings by position within the city to help out with that. That's getting more and more popular to track that way. If you find somebody that has the exact same name and they're listed all over the business and you're like, I know you don't have this many actual locations, that's a very popular one to be able to spot as well. But those are kind of the 2 most common of them. And so just kind of keeping tabs on it, keeping a look on it, really helps you do that. But the easiest one to spot and report on is name. And then the last one is if you see something in there that has no reviews, no website, no anything, just the kind of name, address, phone number on there, it's likely that that's a spam listing, just because those are the easiest way to populate them. Occasionally that will be a real company, so that a fledgling company that you just kind of screwed over a little bit, but that's probably few and far between.